Hey folks, TSG here. Thank you for joining me today. You guys are so awesome to have stopped by to watch my little channel that I got going on here. Appreciate it. If you're a subscriber, you guys are awesome. Thank you so very much. If you're not a subscriber, consider pulling the trigger on that subscribe button. And don't forget, anybody who hasn't rung the bell, ring the bell. It helps the algorithm. Well, it actually helps me because I'll get lost in the bit bucket out there, and ringing the bell helps. So thank you in advance. Appreciate that a lot. Patreon patrons, you guys are awesome. Much appreciated. If you're not a Patreon patron, there's a link down below. It'll pop up someplace. Consider helping us out here at the TSG channel. I would greatly appreciate it. And also down below, there's a thanks button. If you find this helpful, or any of my videos helpful, click the thanks button. That would be great too. You'd help the cause. You guys would be awesome. Thank you. Okay, so I'm responding to an email. I often like to do that. Not that I often do it, but I like to do it. Often. I just don't get a chance to do it very much. Let's bring up email. And this was from I'm Not Crying, You're Crying. Thanks for the comment, by the way. And I love the name.
Oh, I'm not crying. You're crying. It's okay to cry. People cry.
It was on my video called The Cold Steel Leatherneck Making Fire. And I'll roll a little bit of that in here. I'll put a link to that. You can go watch it.
Very nice.
It has reference to processing wood with one of my favorite knives, the Cold Steel Leatherneck SF. I've used it a lot. I love it. It's probably my second favorite. I'm going to show you my other number one. You can't have two number ones, but it trades off from time to time. And the reason why I like it so much is it's that balance for me. This particular one made of SK5. And I know they have D2 out now, and they've made it with a couple of other steels. But it's the nice combination of toughness, stay sharpenedness, and lightweightness. And it processes wood, and it's basically a really good camp knife that does everything from processing wood and cutting steaks, or helping you to prepare dinner. Put this down. I'll pull it out. Go watch the review, and watch us as we, Cold Steel Leatherneck SF. Go check it out. Go watch the video. It might be entertaining. Well, it prompted I'm Not Crying, You're Crying to send me this little message. And it says, the fire starter gadget is interesting. You'll have to see the video to see what he's talking about. But I would like to see how the spin strikes a Ferro Rod. Ferro Rod. Okay, so Ferro, F-E, not F-A. It's okay, I'll forgive. And I think he says spine, S-P-I-N-E. The spine would work on a Ferro Rod. And you know what? I don't think I have a video where I've used this knife with a Ferro Rod. I have other favorite ways of starting a fire. And I usually, 99% of the time, I use those ways. I will strike the spine of a knife on a Ferro Rod from time to time. And that's when I happen to have the Gerber Bear Grylls, whatever knife this is, for a budget knife, and it was a gift. Oh my gosh, great little knife. It's not as large as I would like, and it's got serrations, which arguably can be good. But I just prefer a plain edge rather than a serrated edge for most of the kinds of things that I like to do. But the reason why I bring this up is because it comes with a Ferro Rod, and it works great. So what we're going to do is I'm going to take the cold steel, and probably this would be my other favorite knife. You guys have seen this. I love this. I'll put links to all of these videos when I did the reviews on these knives. This is the Ontario. I think you'll love it too. Now the problem with this one, this is probably my other #1, but the problem with this one is it's heavy. I mean, it is super chunky thick, and that's what makes it heavy. But man, for processing wood, for getting through thick brush, it's a machete. It's a food prepper. It it's got a blade up here, which makes it kind of nice for making tinder, so you can start fire and all that. So it's a very versatile knife. It's got a saw blade on the back, which is arguably effective, and it's well balanced, and you can choke up on it and all that. I'll put a link, but this is probably my other #1, and the reason, including the things I just said, is because I got it from a very dear friend who said, yeah, I don't use this a whole lot. Well, I use it a lot, and so it was a great, gave him a little money, he gave me one of these, we're both happy. The bad thing about it is heavy. Almost twice as heavy as the cold steel. Another really nice one is the Kershaw Camp 10. I like this knife. It's lighter weight. It is a big blade, but it's a bit of a, it's a bit too big to fit the needs of this knife, like everyday carry. Man, carrying both of these, I'll have to go back and take a look at the video on what the weight on these things are. I'm going to put the sheath back on, and I'm going to, oh, come on now. There you go. Yeah, this is a little heavier with the sheath. Without the sheath, not too bad. Put that down there. Oh yeah, without a doubt. This is lighter than the Ontario, but it's heavier than this, and it's a bit big, but that's a knife, as they say. And then the other one, I've got a Schrade that I absolutely love. The SCHF 9, great chunk of steel. So it's the nice combination of the Ontario, big chunk. It's about as thick, but it's smaller down, more the size of the SK5, or the Leatherneck. A little more durable. This is this steel is carbon. This is SK5. I'm going to go with the carbon if I have to, and I do carry this around. So I'm going to take each of these, go on the bench down here, take the Ferro Rod, F-E-R-R-O-R, Ferro? No, F-E-R-R-O, a Ferro, and see if I can strike the Ferro Rod with the spine of any of these, or the spin of any of these, and see what happens. Use our Amazon link down below. When you do, it helps us out and it doesn't cost you a penny more. And after using the link, save it to your bookmarks so you can have easy access to it in the future. Thank you. Now, some of you may be wondering, what is a Ferro Rod anyway? Well, it's made of ferrite, cerium, magnesium, and a couple of other rare earth metals, and pressed together, and when you scrape on it, it'll make a spark. It's 107 degrees today. I'm in the tool shed. The air conditioning's on like 11. It's going to take everything to keep me from going nuts. All right, so I put a piece of concrete here just to make sure I don't burn up my workbench any more than I already have. And I'm gonna strike this. I'm not gonna actually start a fire. I'm not gonna build, tinder and all that. The link where we talk about it with the Leatherneck will show what we did there and how to do that. So go check that out if you're interested in that. But I just want to see if I can make sparks. Now with this one, with the Gerber, there's a spot here where they've taken off the protective coating and it's just raw metal. And as you can see, it kind of gets, kind of sparky, but right? You can see I was throwing sparks. I can throw sparks everywhere. Pretty cool, huh? All right. No problem with this knife. Let's try it with the cold steel. Now the cold steel does have a powder coat on it, so I'm not very confident that I'm going to be able to do this because of that. I probably have to take some of that off, and we're going to find out now, aren't we? Okay, let's take a look here. Oh, sparks. It can. Just right out of the box. Look at that. Now I am striking it pretty hard, and I can see that I'm wearing off the coating, and I'm not worried about that. The coating is kind of worn off all over this blade because I use this blade a lot. But there you go. Not as effective, although that was pretty good. All right, Leatherneck SF makes fire with a ferro rod. All right, next, let's try my number 1, number 2, the Ontario. I love this thing. Now, where am I going to strike it? Because it's got, I guess I could just do it right back here. All right, we're ready? No, didn't do it. Can't because of that coating. Yeah, not going to do it. Yeah, not going to do it. The powder coat or whatever they got on here is pretty thick. I'm not going to do it on the sharp edge because I'll screw up my ferro rod. You don't want to do that. Okay, so it won't do it on this, but that's okay. Like I said, my primary method, I'll show you my primary method in a minute. I can't help myself. All right, let's try the Camp 10 from Kershaw. I love this knife. I really do. Cuts cans good. You'll see in the video why I like it so much. All right, let's make sure are we focused? We are focused. Here we go, trying it. Oh, spark. The minute I wore off some of the paint, it started. There you go. There you go. All right. So the Camp 10 is a go. What else? What's next? The Schrade. I love this knife too. This may be my third favorite because it's the nice balance between weight and size and thickness and durability. It's the combo of these two. I know, say what you will about Schrade, but I like it. And yes, I can make sparks. I can make sparks, and it did take a little bit off, but I'm not worried about that. That's pretty good. All right, there you go, folks. These guys all make sparks. The Kershaw didn't do that, but that's because there's that heavy coat. Oh no, wait a minute. The Kershaw did do it. It was my Ontario. Forgive me. I got a little ahead of myself. I like this so much I wanted it to, but it won't. Got to take some of that paint off. Maybe we'll do that on a follow-up. Now, just for giggles, I don't know who Giggles is. It's not a person. I'm going to take my Soghawk. I like this thing too. It's very versatile around the campfire. I'm not sure where I'm going to be able to strike it on here. Maybe on this little part here that I filed down on the side. It's going to be kind of tricky. How do I do this? No. Oh, little spark. Very little. Did you see that? No. Not going to be too handy. Maybe it'll work up here. If you have to work this hard. Oh, there you go. There you go. There you go. Yeah, it's up on this part up here that's not sharpened. Yeah. It's this right in here. The Soghawk. I like this too. Maybe I'll put a link to, we cut trees down, small trees, prepare, process wood with it and all that. I like it. What was the other thing I was going to do? Oh, give me a second. I'm going to go get my fire starter. I just want to show it to you. Got my day pack, and I also brought my SOG seal pup, which I keep on my day pack all the time. Before I get to that other thing, let's see if the seal pup can spark up some fire with the ferro rod. Oh, look at that. Yes, it does. Now, if you notice, this one has serrations, and I know what I said about serrations before. I don't necessarily like it all the time, but the way I use this blade is if I'm going up for a day or an overnighter, it's always nice to be able to cut paracord, cut rope, cut fishing line. Serrations does that very, very well. And if I need to cut through some small sticks, twigs, branches, whatnot, I'm gonna rely on my serrations. And then, of course, I've got a large purchase of straight edge here, which I really like, so that I can process fish. It's easy to gut fish with this thing, and birds if I need to, chop off the wings of a dove or something, if we're got to process that. So this is a very handy small camp knife, not designed for big bush or anything like that, but great for an overnighter. I like it. Okay, so inside my Altoids can, I have my UST little Sparky. I also have dryer lint with Vaseline, soaked in Vaseline, which works great. And then a little bit of, that's corn husk. And I keep it all in here because it makes for a great little tinder box to start fires. Always have that in my backpack. Okay, I love this thing. Watch this. Sparks. Now it's not throwing a whole lot. I think I got to clean that out in there. There you go. Let's try it now. There you go. There you go. Works pretty good. And that with some of this stuff works great. There you go. That's why I go to that thing every time. It doesn't take much and I can start fire. Now what do I do? I don't want to burn the house down. Ooh, that's hot. Ooh, that's hot too. Don't touch Vaseline when it's been on fire. Warning, warning. I forgot. Inside the SOG Seal Pup sheath, there's a thing for a sharpening stone, and I actually put a ferro rod in there. Yeah. Oh, there you go. Oh, excuse me. Nice. There you go. And I'm sure I can do that. There you go. Starts fire. So get yourself a ferro rod, a steel striker. Make sure your knife can, experiment before you go out. Try that out. I'm not crying, you're crying. The Leatherneck SF on the spine of a ferro rod, it will spark up. There you go. Get yourself one of these. If you don't have a cold steel Leatherneck, they make it in D2 right now. I'm pretty sure it'll spark as well on the spine. You won't be sorry with D2. D2 is a great steel as well. So get yourself one. I'll put a link down below to all of these knives if you're interested in any of that. Blade HQ is the place that I would go. I'll leave a link for that. And even Amazon. But Amazon, there's a lot of imposters out there, especially with cold steel. I wouldn't trust it. Use Blade HQ. It's going to be bona fide the real deal. And you won't get short-sheeted on a knife purchase, that's for sure, through Blade HQ. And they have some pretty darn good prices. Let's see, what else? Well, we're trying to get to 100,000 subscribers. The big reason affiliates like to see that so that they can feel a little more confident that more eyes are on videos and they can send us stuff. Now, this I bought with my own money. Everything here you saw today, I purchased with my own money. But from time to time, we bring some things in that we put on the table and we do a test and evaluation. And the way we can get more of that stuff, because there's a lot of competition, is if we have a high subscription count. So help us. All you got to do, like the video, share it with a friend, and say subscribe to the channel. Subscriptions will go up. I'll have more opportunity for product that we can come in and review. That would be great. You'd be helping us out. I do appreciate it. Plus, if we get 100,000 subscribers, YouTube will send us a plaque with a button on it, right? And Shooting Kid, the last time we were together, said, and I agree, we'll just take it out and either blow it up or put a bullet in it.
And we get that little play button too.
And we'll get a play button.
Whoa.
Oh, that would be kind of fun.
What if we shoot it?
And we will shoot it. I don't think YouTube would like that too much, but hey, we earned it, so we can do what we want with it. If you get us to 100,000, we'll put the YouTube framed button thing, take it to the range, put a bullet in it. That's a great idea. Thanks, guys. Do appreciate it. God bless you. God bless America. May America bless God. We'll see you next time. You knew I couldn't not do a video where I'm playing with fire and actually start a fire.